Hey YouTube, time itself here. We are making our way into the later part of October where, for the FPS gaming community, it's just a little bit slow. As you probably noticed, I have moved away from some very game-specific topics to some more general topics. Both because I think there's a declining interest in some of the old games, and because I want to set the stage for a new game without just doing a bunch of speculation. So, with Battlefield 3 about a week out, and Modern Warfare 3 about 3 weeks out, let's talk about how a specific game mechanic plays in FPS games, and that is death. Now, before I played Call of Duty, I played Halo, and in Halo, you don't get to choose the weapons you spawn in with. Instead, you have to pick them up off of the map. It's a very different way to do weapon balance, but it also impacts the role that death plays in the game. Now in Halo there's a role between weapon control and map control. You get the powerful weapons, the ones you really want, like the rocket launcher, the sniper rifle, the laser, and you can control the area of the map where those weapons respawn. To put it simply, the rich get richer. So then along comes this Modern Warfare game, and I'm talking to someone about it, and it says, you can choose whichever weapons you want when you spawn in. So you mean I can have a sniper rifle and a rocket launcher all the time? How does that work? Well, again, this is a very different approach to weapon balance. It actually worked out pretty well, but it took out the role of map control as being weapon control, and now you're only left with map control. So you can choose wherever you want to set up on the map, wherever it's ideal. You don't have to worry about moving out to control the power weapon spawns. And one of the biggest disadvantages to dying is that you're no longer where you want to be. So an extreme case here is shipment in Modern Warfare Call of Duty 4. Lots of people would run 3-frag, Sonic Boom, and Martyrdom here. And in the end, this tiny map just spent the entire game exploding. In the end, what my team found to be an effective way to deal with this was to run 3-stun instead. You see, the biggest problem with killing people as fast as we could was that they would just drop a frag grenade on the ground and respawn somewhere else on this tiny map with 4 more grenades. And in a game type like Domination, there's no respawn delay, so they respawn almost instantly. So what happens when most of us run 3-stun? Well, they spend most of the game stunned, actually, surprisingly enough. But when they're stunned, they can't see their mini-maps, they don't know where to try to throw the grenades, and they can't turn fast enough to throw the grenades where they want to. So in the end, we make the game easier for ourselves by not killing them as much. That's also how you get those 30, 40, 50 assist games. Of course, there is one other part of death in Call of Duty games, and that is the kill streaks. Such an odd way to assign rewards. If you want a UAV, you have to die and then get 3 kills. You can't just get 3 more kills. But when you die, you're feeding your enemy's kill streak. A really weird thing to do. Homefront's battle point system made a whole lot more sense to me. Maybe that's just me. But both of these systems are set up so that those with an advantage gain a further advantage. So what happened to Call of Duty? Well, when you don't have to move around to pick up different weapons, there's a bit more incentive to camp. To find an advantageous spot and just sit there and wait and control the map. Again, map control. Objective game types try to give players an incentive to move around a little bit more, but it doesn't always work. But this sort of map control became synonymous with camping. And camping is a legitimate strategy. No, actually, it's kind of boring to play against. It's actually kind of boring to play as the camper, too. But when there's no incentive to move around the map for weapons or objectives, and the primary way to gain an advantage is to get a kill streak, how are you going to deal with that? So what Treyarch has done a lot of is to remove places that would be really good spots for camping. Those second levels with the nice windows that you can just step back from and have cover. There aren't as many of those in Black Ops. But those kind of camping spots also tend to be focal areas of the map. People congregate there trying to control that spot because it's an advantage. So as they reduce the focal points of the map, they have to make the maps smaller to keep the action up. So without a position of advantage to retreat to, and without having to cover a lot of ground, this leads to what you're seeing now. It's basically spawn camping. And which spawn are we camping? Well, all of them. We're camping the entire map right now. And what are those high kill streaks good for, especially the chopper gunners? Spawn killing. Yeah, you got it. At this point for these guys, dying really isn't the big problem. It's respawning, because it just means they're gonna die again. That's that guy's second death to a dog in less than 7 seconds. And that's not even an extreme example here. No, check this nonsense out. Watch the Blackbird, see the guy over in this corner building the map. Dogs are finally leaving, finally gonna get my own kill. Get him once, reload, turn around, look at the Blackbird, kill him again. I mean, what are you gonna do about this? Come on! Oh, and what about you? You've been alive for less than 2 seconds. Goodbye. Oh, and you too. Yes, see? This is just nonsense. This game is so messed up. And this seems really odd for a game type with no respawn delay, but we're actually killing them fast enough that they're unable to get any map control at all. But what about a game where that's not as odd, that really emphasizes killing the other team to get map control? Okay, so how does Battlefield deal with this? Well, there are no kill streaks in Battlefield, but in a similar vein of Halo, there are things on the map that you can get that give you an advantage, specifically vehicles. But in Battlefield, the primary cost of death is being out of the action, and if your squad wipes, you can be in a lot of trouble as you try to get back into the action. Sure, you're getting new ammo and grenades and getting to choose your weapon when you respawn in. You're also not feeding your enemies kill streaks, but you're just plain out of the game. And getting back in and getting to where you want to be can be kind of dangerous. I guess what I'm really trying to get at is that dying has a similar cost in all of these games. It just shows up in a different way. And the average life for the enemy team is under 10 seconds. That's absolutely disgusting. Well guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game, and I will see you later.